side that you prefer?
Good evening, everybody. It's 6:30 on the dot. I'm Miles Muzio, and it's a pleasure to have you out here again. And on behalf of Hoffmann Hospice founders Tom and Beth Hoffmann, as well as the board of directors, staff, and volunteers of Hoffmann Hospice, we welcome you to Light Up a Life 2022. This is a cherished and time-honored tradition, voted best nonprofit event in our community. Light Up a Life allows each of us the opportunity to honor, remember, and celebrate the special people who have themselves brought light into our lives. As we read their names aloud in just a little while here, for one brief moment, they will join us in memory to make the holiday season just a little bit brighter. We hope that as we reflect on cherished moments and pay tribute to our loved ones who have passed away, you too will be renewed with love and hope to find the light in your own life and share it with your neighbors. Thank you all for being part of such a beautiful celebration this evening, and we have lots of people out there, so thank you for coming. We would also like to take just a moment to recognize and thank some of the very generous people who have helped us prepare this wonderful evening. Thank you to First Washington Realty for hosting our event here at the marketplace, and for this beautiful tree behind me, which is going to be lit up in a little while. We would like to also thank Kaiser Permanente for their generous sponsorship of tonight's event. A special thank you to Gwendolyn Davis and friends for their beautiful decorations at the cookie table in the back there, which you will be able to enjoy at the conclusion of tonight's event. Thank you, Norma Jean Photography. There she is right there, in fact. For the event photos, which will be on our website. And thank you to Stockdale High School Choir over here for providing our holiday music this evening. Well, now it's time for our special candlelight tradition. If you've, this is the 27th annual, by the way. Maybe you've been out here many times before. I was talking to somebody out in the audience who had been here. This is their 12th time. So you know how this works, and you know what a beautiful tradition it is. It is the tradition that once the first candle in a row is lit, then each guest passes the flame on by lighting their neighbor's candle until all the candles are burning in honor of our loved ones. In just a moment, we will begin with the reading of the names. We start tonight by reading the angel dedications and then the veterans' names, followed by the remainder of the names. And if you purchased a light this evening, and I know some of you have, your loved ones' names will be read by Beth and Ross Hoffman at the end. Okay, so we will start the candles now, I believe. The candles coming out, there they are over there. They're being passed out. It's a lovely evening, no doubt. The weather couldn't be nicer. It's going to be cold tonight, though, but it'll be, rain is coming, by the way. Did you hear about that? We got some rain coming for Thursday night and Friday. So we'll get those candles lit. There's the first one right there. There we go. And it is slowly expanding and spreading aisle by aisle, row by row. It's a wonderful evening. Hope everybody had a nice Thanksgiving. Look forward to the Christmas time now. All around the world, it's getting lighter. It's one candle at a time. I think there's something to be said about that. One at a time, as they all are spreading across the area here. Lights have been placed on the tree in memory of a number of these people that I would like to read their names. These are the angel dedication. A light has been placed on the tree in honor of the following angel: Denise Collins, Lights have been placed on the tree in memory of the following angels: Bobby Aguilar, Stan M. Anderson, Coco Bandras, Julie Black, Ali Blom, C. James Blom, Greg Boylan, Beverly Camp, Susie Carter, Judy Cates, Lannis J. Cates, Carol Conway, Lucas Boogie Dunton, Patsy Ebel, Mark J. Evans, Mary Fosbender, Dr. Sheldon Friedman, Claudia Marine Hart, Tammy Hankins, Norman Hicks, veteran, Tori Christine Hoffmann, Linda Hopkins, Roseanne Kuchel, Ignacio Lopez, May Maitia, Danny Maitia, Harold Meek, Donald L. Ormsby, Jack Pinero, Carolyn Rayburn, Denise Babcock Schmidt, Joanne Turman, Jeannie Barman, Brenda Moskov and Robert Fletcher, Joyce Hines, Ryland Nixon, Eric Scott Robinson Jr., Yulia. At this time, I'd like to invite Assemblyman Vince Fong and veteran Dick Taylor to read the names of the veterans.
Lights have been placed on the tree in honor of the following veterans: Brian Fox,
Curtis Green,
Michael Mendoza,
Joe Nahara. Lights have been placed on the tree in memory of the following veterans: Mike Adante,
Benny Gordy Alcala,
Sam Alexandre,
Joe Molina Alvitres,
Art Ariola,
Gilbert Asbel,
Bill Badowski,
Roy Barbosa,
Frank Francis Basham,
Bud Berman,
Ernie Bordagari,
William C. Brown,
Chuck Bryant,
Phyllis Bryant,
Jim Cash,
Jose Chavez,
Angelo Chavez,
Pete Chupek,
Harold Collins,
John Compton,
Chuck Kude,
Michael Costantino,
Michael Ray Craig,
Clyde Crawford,
Max Cross,
Eldon Ray Dalkey,
Dean Allen Davidson,
Daniel Wayne Dean,
William C. Dry,
Robert Carlton Eberhardt,
Beatrice M. Emerson,
Carl Enoch,
Norman Etchison,
Bill Fleming,
William H. Florence,
Bill Florence,
Augustine Flores,
Steve Fowler,
Raleigh Fox,
William Franklin,
Billy Franklin,
Frank D. Gavin,
Gary Francis Gavin,
Frank Dominic Gavin,
Edward Joseph Gallardo,
Edward Gallardo,
Dick Garrett,
Daryl Andy Goad,
Edward C. Gorman,
Edward L. Gorman,
Thomas C. Griffin,
Ed Grimes,
Donnie D. Harrison,
Raymond Z. Hernandez,
Robert A. Holland,
Harold Hull Sr.,
Thomas L. Huxley II,
Mel Jans,
Helan Jorez,
Barney Keese,
Donald Colleen,
Bobby Kimball,
Dan Kim,
George Kim Jr.,
Ken King,
Clifford Victor Kirschman,
Joseph Knapp,
Gail Irvin Cryer,
Kevin Wayne Cron,
Fred LaRusso,
Franklin K. Lawrence,
David Little,
David Lujan,
Emmanuel J. Marks, Jr.,
Jerry Don Marvel,
Roy Raymond Marvel,
William McLaughlin,
John Jack McNevin,
H.B. Manise,
Marvin D. Miller,
Albert Bill Moore,
Harley Morlock,
Martin G. Morin,
Thomas Morton,
Floyd Raymond Mosley,
William Nelms,
Dr. and Mrs. Salvatore Odo,
Dorn Painter,
Gloria Perry,
Richard Perry,
George P. Petrack Jr.,
Mr. and Mrs. Charles Cunoy,
Edward Sonny Rambo,
John Reedy,
David Andrew Reese,
Andrew Joseph Reese,
Kenneth B. Reliea,
Sidney B. Reveille,
Troy Lee Richardson,
Bill Roach,
Charles Roberts,
Christopher Rodriguez,
Mary Scheiber, our mom,
Christopher Schwartz,
James Edward Scully,
R.C. Shelton,
Richard Dick Shepard Sr.,
Dennis Sherrill,
John H. Simmons,
Ron Skibby,
Walter B. Smith,
William M. Stevens,
Kenneth Stevenson Jr.,
Vincent G. Tafoya,
Rosemary Thomason,
Richard Cantu Uribe,
Bill Uribe,
Francis Walton,
Jeff Walton,
Willis Allen Ward,
Al Workentine,
Larry Workentine,
Wayne G. Watson,
Gary Leroy Wheeler,
George Whiting,
Anna Mae Wiggs,
David Emery's Wiggs,
William Ivor Wiggs,
John Williams,
R.L. Williams,
Junior Williams,
Jerry Lee Winham Sr.,
Brian Wood,
Marine Corporal Adam O. Zaduto,
Each name was a life that continues to live in our hearts. We continue now with volunteers and staff of Hoffmann Hospice who will read the names of those special individuals honored with lights on the tree this evening.
Lights have been placed on the tree in honor of the following: Linda Ellis,
Hala L. Ansari,
Susan Ford,
Livy Fox,
Dottie B. Green,
Craig Harrison,
Martha Hasselbacher,
Jackie Higdon,
Linda Joyce,
Monty Monson,
Anna Reyna,
Dottie Setzer,
Michelle Statt,
Kelly Thomas Taylor. Lights have been placed on the tree in memory of the following: Lottie Abraham,
Stanley Clinton Abramitis,
Jesse Acevedo,
Rosella Archibald,
Ola Adante,
Marvin E. Aldridge,
Mabel N. Aldridge,
Aziz Alexandre,
Vernon Allen,
Beth Allison,
Ty Lee Alred,
Dustin Hunter Alred,
Isabel Alvarado,
Cirilo Alvarado,
Joe Molina Alvarez,
Marie Anderson,
Merrill Anderson,
Roberta Anderson,
Linda Angeles,
Virginia Angelini,
Berta Angelo,
Angela Ansolbaher,
Eugene Anton Giovanni,
Helen Anton Giovanni,
Jason Michael Aria,
Arnaud Ariette,
Francis Areola,
Velma Arvizo,
Rodrigo Adelo,
Virginia Chavez Avila,
Vincente Mojica Avelia,
Stella Babb,
Bill Babb,
Donna Badesi,
Nancy Ruth Bailey,
Donald Baker,
Brian G. Banducci,
Vinka Barbic,
Ida Barbosa,
David Barbosa,
Beatrice Barker,
Roger Barnicki,
William Bartha,
James W. Barton,
Patty Bass,
Margaret Irene Basham,
Ricky Grant Basham,
Betty Davis Bays,
Bob and Ruby Beasley,
Hank Benvenetti,
Elizabeth Berger,
Paula Bernal,
Cecilia Bernal,
Guyan Berry,
Roy Bess,
Pearl Bess,
Shirley Berman,
Lisa Stoddard Black,
Joyce Diane Black,
Callahan Christine Bloom,
Randolph Randy Boggs,
Gloria Boggs,
Northcutt Bud Boggs,
William Bill Bollinger,
Billy Bollinger,
Levon Booth,
Richard Booth,
Lucille Bordegary,
Lloyd Bowman,
Shirley Bowman,
Bob Box,
Donna Box,
Rob Box,
and Grandma Bradshaw.
Lights have been placed on the tree in memory of the following: Sean Branch,
Stephanie Brantley,
Oliver Brennan,
B. Bridge,
Virginia Britton,
Bud Britton,
Mary Sue Brockman,
Jim Browder,
Mildred G. Brown,
Emily S. Brown,
Julie G. Brown,
Virginia Floam Brown,
Tom Brown,
Betty Jo Brown,
Brooklyn Brown,
Kenneth Dale Bruce,
Amelia Ethel May Bruce,
Carmela Jean Bruce,
Helen Sousa Bryant,
Jimmy Booney,
Charles William Burkett Jr.,
Miss Betty Burke,
Ingrid Monica Burrows,
Oliver Taesung Burrows Rhyme,
Heather Lynn Butterworth,
Tyler Reese Cabral,
Andy Cadena,
Cindy Cadena,
Joaquin Cadena,
Mary Cadena,
Cynthia Cadena,
Isabel Calderon,
Laura Calderwood,
Angie Calvillo,
Patricia Escalante Calvillo,
Joey Campbell,
Deborah Candelaria,
Mary Christina Para Canez,
Milan Caratan,
Sue Carlisle,
Dorothy Carlisle,
Fred Carlisle Sr.,
Tommy Carlin,
Charlotte Carlin,
Lillian Voller Carlson,
Ken Carlson,
Margaret Grandma Carlson,
Arthur W. Carlson, MD,
Margarito Carrillo,
Rita Carter,
Randy Carter,
Warren and Lenore Carter,
Martin Castillo,
Ruben Castillo,
Rosa Castillo,
Gloria Castro,
Jean Coggle,
Linda Charlton,
Estela Chavez,
Daniel Dede Chavez,
Raylene Elaine Cheek,
Deborah K. Christie,
Catherine Chupek,
Amanda Clark,
Dr. Melvin Cochran,
Martin Cohen,
Myrna Collins,
Barbara Compton,
Hong No Compton,
Jorge Contreras, LLJC,
Betty Cook,
Ronald Onis Kopak,
Avelino T. Cordero,
Concepcion M. Cordero,
Charlene Cornejo,
Jose Luis Cortez,
Donald Don Cossey,
Jean Costerison,
Eileen Cowan,
Jack Cox,
Connor Crawford,
Carrie Croson,
Sylvia J. Cruz,
Mary Helen Curtis,
Carlos Daniels,
Beatrice Daughtery,
Kenneth David,
Leon Davis,
Mary Lou Davis,
Charles Davis,
Demi Dominguez, and Malachi De Leon.
Gerald Deaton.
Lights have been placed on the tree in memory of the following: Frank Del Papa,
Evelyn Del Papa,
Debbie Del Papa,
John Dennis,
Barbara Depp,
Shirley Ann DeRizio,
Margaret DeCigio,
William Devers,
Shirley Devers,
Janet Gale Dial,
Deshawn Dixon,
Marcelina Domingo,
Luis Domingo,
Don Domingo,
Jean Dominic,
Jim Dominic,
Chris Downham,
Francis Carol Duncan,
Raymond Duquette,
Ty Aaron Earnshaw,
Art Easton,
Joan Easton,
Lorenzo Echeverri,
Kathleen Edwards,
Chris Edwards,
Deanna Sue Efforts,
Earl Elliott,
Marge Elliott,
Terry Erickson,
Geneva Hartzell Eskew,
Maria Esparza,
Ruby Espinoza,
Emma Posadas Espinoza,
Raul Espinoza,
Adeline Estrada,
Manuel Estrada,
John Etcheberry,
Samson Etchbeher,
Maureen Echeverry,
Marie Echeverry,
Mark Evans,
Dick and Fern Fanucci,
Paul and Winnie Farley,
Kevin Feeney,
Dickie Lee Ferguson,
Josie Fink,
Donna Fitzgerald,
Elizabeth Fleming,
Terry Fleming,
Audine Flom,
Chelsea Flom,
Pat Flom,
Tim Flom,
Ted Daddy Flom,
Ted Flom Jr.,
Marjorie E. Florence,
Ruth Flores,
Edwin Flory,
Jean Flory,
William Charles Flory,
Ray Fortier,
Betty Fortier,
Nina Fortier,
Steve Fowler,
Alexa Fox,
Myrtle Fox,
Sylvia Fox,
OJ Murillo Fragoso,
Martha Franklin,
Mona Friedman,
Naoko Miyoshi Frelinger,
Charles L. Friend,
Emily Rule Friend,
Alice Fry,
Tommy Fry,
Jeff Fry,
Tony Fest,
Barbara Gantos,
Carmen Garcia,
Ruben Garcia.
Lights have been placed on the tree in memory of the following: Hector Garcia,
Ramon Garcia,
Victoria Garcia,
Lucy Garcia,
Manuel Garcia,
Carlos Garcia,
Joe G. Garcia,
Lily Gardner,
Carol Garner,
Colleen Garrett,
Joyce Garrison,
Margaret Garro,
Carlos Garro,
Betty Giblin,
Ruth Ginter,
Gary Gist,
Polly Herndon Goad,
Kelly David Goad,
Elias Garza Gomez,
Esteban Goni,
Gabriel Enrique Gonzalez,
Burton Goodell,
Robin Goodell,
Ishmael Smiley Gordillo,
Pearlie M. Gorman,
Greg Gorman,
Linda Gorman,
Tim Robert Guff,
Edward Green,
John F. Green,
Greg Greenleaf,
Kathleen L. Griffin,
Joe Groth,
Tomas Guevara,
Blanche Guevara,
Jason Guevara,
Jacobo Guevara,
Hector Guzman,
Marianne Hackett,
Kelly Brown Haynes,
Harvey L. Hall,
Ken Hammer,
Robert C. Hancock,
Marie Hancock,
Charlotte Haynes,
Joe Hankins,
Nolan Hanna,
Claudine Hanna,
Malcolm P. Hansen,
Lorena Hartzell,
Wally Hallman,
Delbag here,
Jules Heguilostoy,
Wendy Hennessy,
Nancy Heredia,
Abel Hernandez,
Ramona Hernandez,
Petra A. Hernandez,
Emily Hernandez,
Augustine Hernandez,
Augie Hernandez,
Yanira Luna Hernandez,
Gregoria Herrera,
Gregorio Wedo Herrera Jr.,
Gregorio Herrera Sr.,
Janice May Hicks,
George Mike Higgins,
Gina Height Mayfield,
Henry Hill,
Wayne Hill,
Linda Hill,
Ian Hobson,
Stephen Hodson,
Tori Hoffman,
Beatrice Holland,
Barry Stephen Holland,
Dean Holland,
Lavon Violet Holland,
Dorsey Holland,
Timothy Hollick,
Charlie Holmes.
Lights have been placed on the tree in memory of the following: Margaret Holzenbake,
Beth Holterman,
Marjorie Holtgrew,
unknown homeless,
Linda Hopkins,
Lee Horan,
Debbie Howard,
Dondi Hubble,
Sue Yin Hull,
Homer Hunt,
Brian Hunt,
Christy Hurry,
Guadalupe Hurtado,
Patricia Huxley,
Grandma Leonor Iglesia,
Sharon Eid,
Arvetta West Islam,
Gladys Jackson,
Eileen Jans,
Naomi Jensen,
Daryl Johnson,
Doug Johnson,
Beverly Ann Jones,
Kenneth Frederick,
Uncle Ronnie Jocelyn,
Mom Rhonda Jocelyn,
Grandma Charlotte Jocelyn,
Mauricio Juarez,
Randy Gerardo,
June Kaiser,
Peggy Keese,
Garrett Christopher Paul Kelly,
Madge King,
Charles Vandegrit Kinsman,
Irene Marie Kirschman,
Clifford Victor and Irene Marie Kirschman,
Neil C. Kitchen,
Ruby Koffs,
Diana Nicole Cryer,
Brian Krennick,
Doris LaRusso,
L. LaRusso,
Rafaela LaRusso,
Nancy Ladd,
Audrey Lanting,
Bill Laudermilk,
Juanita Laudermilk,
Blanche Lauterbach,
Mary S. Lawrence,
James Lamont Lawrence,
Jim Leake,
David Leal,
Samuel Lempinen,
Freddie Leos Sr.,
Marjorie Lasofsky,
Helen Virginia Lloyd,
Gary Lockhart,
Deborah Ruth Lohman,
Vincent Lopez,
John Lopez,
Cheryl Robin Lopez,
David and Rosemary Lorda,
Rosemary Lorda,
and David Lorda,
Paul Lozano,
Bob Loomis,
Selena Loomis,
Charles Loomis,
Lucille Easton Lynch,
Harold Moss,
Patty Macy,
Ruby Rita Madrid,
Maggie Madrid,
J.B. Matea,
Marion Maldonado,
Kenny Manda,
Elvira Marin,
Manuel J. Marquez,
Mary G. Marcus,
Manuel J. Marquez Jr.,
Tom J. Martin,
Benjamin the Giant Slayer Martinez,
Rose Martinez.
Lights have been placed on the tree in memory of the following: Michelle Martinez,
Catherine Ann Marvel,
Mabel Pauline Marvel,
Jerry Don Marvel Jr.,
Steve Mason,
Ralph Mattoon,
Don Mayo,
Michael Cameron Mayo,
Leslie McAdams,
Ruth Bell McElroy,
Mike McGee,
Keith Bernard McKnight,
Bill McLaughlin,
Margaret McLaughlin,
Mark McNamara,
Dolores D. McNevin,
Mark Means,
Gregory Meisinger,
Eva Mendoza,
Brianna Nini Mendoza,
Sandra Dolores Mendoza,
Victor Barrera Mendoza,
Mary Vasquez Mendoza,
Robert James Mendoza Sr.,
Evelyn Maniz,
Grady Merrill,
Roxana Morel,
Chris Myers,
Robert Mickles,
Deborah Miles,
Veda Millar,
Pamela A. Miller,
Jay Miller,
Pam Miller,
Barbara J. Miller,
Doris M. Miller,
Albert Williams Mills,
Lowell Milton,
Sharon Milton,
Jerry Mintz,
Susie Medichek,
Jesus Montelongo,
Barbara Cocoon Morales,
Noah Joseph Morales,
Joe Louis Morantini Jr.,
Lily Mae Morgan,
Polly Morgantini,
Sandra Morris,
Larry Morris,
David Morton,
Floyd Mosley,
Dolores Mota,
Gil Mota,
Melissa Montano Mount,
Mary Barbosa Munoz,
Great Grandma Lupe Munoz,
Maria E. Murcia,
Nathan Nate Munson,
Thomas Merrick,
Tammy Myrick,
John Neal,
Thomas C. Merrick,
Delfino Nira,
Walter Napier,
Kay Nelms,
Sherry Netterdeen,
go ahead. Grandma Leela Nelson,
Raquel Nira,
Papa Ron Nelson,
Thomas Nelms,
Rosetter Nowak,
Jill Nelson,
Bonnie Lynn O'Connor,
Grandpa Walter Nelson,
Grace Ogilvy,
Kim Garner Nickel,
Mrs. Lee Olcott,
Dr. Daryl Oberg,
Iodele Oni,
Norma Odom,
and Michael Ornelas,
Camila Chinyelu Okafor, Gomisinda Olguin, Soledad Ornales, Zach Oren.
Lights have been placed on the tree in memory of the following: Bob Ortiz,
Robert R.B. Painter,
Lorraine Painter,
Patty Paula,
Judy Pinero,
Daniel E. Pinero Sr.,
Shirley Parker,
Matthew Jacob Lee Parker,
Jake Matthew Parks,
Ruth E. Parnell,
Grace Pascal,
Dora Pascal,
Steve Pascal,
Richard Allen Pasley,
Harvey Pate,
Jack Pate,
Molly Pate,
H.L. Pate,
Audrey Pate,
Frank Pate,
P.K. Paul,
Alan J. Paulson,
Susan Easton Paulson,
Susan Ann Easton Paulson,
Helen Pearson,
John Pieren,
Geraldine Pieren,
Ruth Pennington,
Ollie Peters,
Luella D. Petrarch,
Al Bobcat Petty,
Pamela Phillips,
Salvador Pequeño,
Pablo Pineda,
Maria de Jesus Pineda,
Bo Justin Pingree,
Deborah Player,
Evelyn Grammy Plymale,
Mary Pollard,
Elmo Ponceta,
Jose Epifanio Posadas,
Kay Pottle,
Paul Walter Powell,
Sneed Price,
Betty Price,
Hubert Ravenel,
Adrian Albert Rambo,
Aline Presley Rambo,
Molly Rankin,
Darlene Raskin,
Ray Raymond,
Jacqueline Redant,
Pauline Reed,
Dan Ryder,
Karen Elizabeth Reese,
Charlie Rickosh,
Mildred F. Reveille,
Joseph Lopez Reyes,
Rita Reina,
Sylvia Reina,
Eufemio Reina,
Barbara Ann Richardson,
John Roach,
Jackie Roach,
Billy Roberts,
Marvis Roberts,
Perry Quinn Robinson,
Michael Robinson,
Raquel Rodriguez,
Luis Rodriguez,
Robert Rodriguez,
Francis Rojas,
and John Romero.
Abe Romero.
Lights have been placed on the tree in memory of the following: Josephine Romero,
Simon Romero Sr.,
Alex Romero Sr.,
Eleanor Ronquillo,
Virginia Ronquillo,
Nancy Rosales,
Arthur Rosales,
Harold Rose,
Dolores Rose,
James Roland,
Richard Russell,
Wilma Ruth Ryan,
Paul Papa Ryan,
Laura Danielle N. Salamanca,
Johnny John Salazar,
Simona Salazar,
Angel Salazar Forever 16,
Eddie Salinas,
Michael Saltzman,
Harry Salzman,
Georgie Samahanigo,
Encarnacion Sanchez,
Renee Sandrini,
Little Margie Santionio,
Tom Sapp,
Lenore Schaefer,
B. Schaefer,
Joyce Schmidt,
Dara Marie Schulte,
Sally Jo Segovia,
Bruce Siebel,
Shirley Shackelford,
Floyd Schenkel,
Jean and Mabel Schenkel,
Larry Shaw,
Charlie Shaw,
Jean Shelton,
Shirley Shepard,
Joseph Shubin,
David Shuck,
Christopher John Simpson,
Chiquita Sipos,
Nick Saviciden,
George Skovanik,
Roberta Savanik,
Alicia Slater,
Angie Lee Smith,
Nora M. Smith,
Patricia Blanche Smith,
Anna Mae Smith,
Mary Smith,
Jessie Margaret Smith,
Walter B. Smith Jr.,
Michael Smith Sr.,
Kathy Sneed,
Alfred Solis,
Santiago Solis,
Marie Marquez Sosa,
Helen Marie Sosa,
Frank J. Souza,
Maria J. Sosa,
Gary L. Stanton,
Douglas Gerald Starr,
Carrie Stevens,
Jan Stitwill,
Donald M. Stiers,
Eric Brian Stratton,
Chief Joseph K. Stotts,
Rose Sermont,
Joseph Sturmont,
Rose Sermont,
Lilas Svedson,
Esther Cyphers,
Vidal Tafoya,
Ramona Tafoya,
Melva Jones Taggart,
Melva Taggart,
Lights have been placed on the tree in memory of the following: Dwight Taggart,
Alvin Tanabe,
Jessie Mae Tatum,
Wilfred Thomas,
Papa Peter Thorne,
C.D. Tex Thorpe,
Jonathan Andrew Tierce,
Melanie Hartsfield Tierney,
Quinn Tisovich,
Jose de Jesus Toro,
Maria Angel Torres,
Trudy Travis,
Corey Tubb,
Joanne Turman,
Florence Tutt,
Jaron Unfried,
Carol Ann Erner,
Lloyd Usery,
Dennis Denny Valdez,
Liliana Duran Valencia,
Auntie Gemma Valentino,
Fidel Valles,
Esperanza Varela,
David W. Vargas,
Esther Varner,
Skeet Varner,
Rebecca Velasco,
Ezra Tyler Matthew Lades,
James P. Voller,
Melvin Waldrop,
Tim Waldrum,
Alta Walker,
Jeremiah Walker,
Vera Ward,
Doris Warkentin,
J.C. Warnicki,
Jodonna Watson,
Lights have been placed on the tree in memory of the following: Lois M. Watson,
Jordan Watson,
Madeline West,
Eugene West,
Gary Wayand,
Raymond Chris Whitaker,
Carol White,
Karen Frances White,
Pat Whiting,
Glenn Whittington,
William Weigel,
Irene Weigel,
Jerry Weilinga,
Rick Weilinga,
Catherine Louise Wiggs,
Alan Wilcox,
Joyce Marie Williams,
Francis Williams,
Henry Williams,
Phyllis Williams,
Walter Williams,
Elwyn Williams,
Raymond Williams,
Aileen Williams,
Faith Williams,
Dan Williams,
Janie Williams,
Verna Witzel,
Shirley Wold,
John Wanacott,
H.D. Wong,
Gary Kimball Woodruff,
Angela Dawn Woods,
Sherry Bryn,
Stephanie Yates,
Herschel Zimmerman,
all cancer victims.
Tara.
Lights have been placed on the tree in memory of the following people: veteran John Richard Gonzalez,
Billy Joe Cassidy,
Rosie Donna Heron,
Jaime Hernandez,
Wyatt Glenn Moody,
Josefina Rosales,
veteran Mike Solano,
Hilario Rosales,
Derek Forrest,
Rufino Hernandez,
Benjamin Balderrama,
Silvestre Hernandez,
Sherry Gonzalez,
Pauline Souza,
Debbie Turpin,
veteran Ralph Souza,
Dusty Turpin,
Leanne Willimon,
Alfredo Nieto Salgado,
Wesley Willimon,
Carmen Camarillo,
Wyatt Rodart,
Gilbert Puente,
Paul Herndon,
Melvin Rayburn,
Michelle Diane Bruton,
Grace Liston,
Isidro Tadina,
Becky Underwood,
Vilma Tadina,
Frank Rayford,
Jaime Tadina,
Corrine Salata,
April Tadina,
Michael Heath,
Kathy Griffin,
Matthew McQuiggan,
Sal Del Rio,
Eva Mom Bravo,
Bud and Eddie Garrow,
Mario Rodriguez,
veteran Jesse Sneed,
Rafael Galaviz,
Richard Alire,
James Yako,
Lala Alire,
Mary Yako,
Marcos Romero,
Destiny Munoz,
Manuel Romero,
Esther Ali,
George Moreno,
Avery Hong,
Daniel J. Arias,
Bill Joanne Cassidy,
veteran Louis Luna,
Stephen Livingstone,
Victoria Arias,
veteran Glenn Livingstone,
Gabriel Marquez,
Mercury Son Martin,
Trinidad Heredia,
Lazaro Antonio Guzman,
Andrea Diaz,
Teresa Valdez,
Manuel Marquez,
Ubaldo Cuevas,
Amelia Rodriguez. Julio Sanchez.
Please know that we have made every effort to make certain that we've read your loved one's name out loud. If for some reason we haven't done that tonight, please raise your hand and the staff will go around and write that name down and bring it up to me, and I'll read that. It's important to us that you hear your loved one's name tonight. So I'm going to take just a minute. Raise your hand high. Keep it raised if you didn't get your name read, and the staff will come around. Over here. Right here. Lights have been placed on the tree in memory of Cammie Taylor, Hunter Snow, Gary Geist, Jim Leal, Edna Wyant, Jeremiah Walker, Delia Perez, and Julian Perez, and Patricia Ann Stotts. All right, so now it's time to light the tree. Oh, I'm sorry. Cynthia Plaza, Nancy Ladd, Norma Seaman, and Perla Munoz. All right. Okay, so if you'll count with me, okay, on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. It's beautiful. That will stay lit the whole holiday season. It is our sincere hope tonight that hearing your loved one's name has been soothing to your heart. That is so what we hope for you, that we brought you comfort tonight. And thank you for being here. So now, you should have a program, and we will sing Silent Night, led by the Stockdale High School Choir.
I want to thank everybody for coming out tonight, and thanks to the Stockdale Choir very much. Good job. I want to thank you for coming out this evening on behalf of Hoffmann family and the board of directors. Thank you for allowing Hoffmann Hospice to care for your loved one during their final season of life. I can attest to that because my father-in-law passed away 5 years ago, and Hoffmann Hospice was there to provide care as well. So thank you for that as well. A number of reminders before I close in prayer. If you purchase a commemorative ornament, you can pick it up at the table by the tree this evening. A list of all the names that were read this evening, there were over 1,100 of them, will be posted in the kiosk throughout the holidays. And tonight's event will be on YouTube to watch at your leisure. And please put your candles in the baskets in the front here upon your departure. Okay, I think we've done all that. It was a wonderful evening. I'd like to conclude with a short prayer. Our Heavenly Father, we thank you for the time that we gathered tonight on this clear, cold evening. We thank you for the warm memories of those that have passed away, our loved ones. We thank you for the opportunity for that light to shine. It was completely fitting and proper that we should do so tonight. And we just thank you for that warmth in our heart. And we thank you for the light of your love in the world and in our hearts as well. So thank you for tonight, Lord, and bless this entire holiday season now. And we pray in the name of Jesus. Amen. Thank you so much, everybody. Happy holidays. Thanks for coming out. And enjoy the rain when it comes in a couple of days.